Welcome back to the class, children. I am your science teacher and my name is Jyoti. So we are in lesson 3, that is food and health, and we are discussing about the communicable diseases. So communicable diseases, they transfer from one person to the other person through different modes like air, insect bites by direct contact or infectious food and water. So how to prevent that we are going to see today. Page number 313 and 314 we will see today. So yesterday in the previous class I gave you homework about this. So what do you do to purify the water at your home? So I hope you all have written it. Now let us see page number 313, prevention of communicable diseases. So when we are learning how the disease is caused, what are the modes, we have learned even the prevention also. A person, whenever you feel that they have disease or something like that, it's better not to go near the person. And whenever you are drinking water, you have to wash your hands. Whenever you are taking some food, you have to wash your hands and eat only the proper amount of food, and see that the food was covered before, right? So like this different methods are there. Let us see what are they. So prevention of communicable disease. Communicable disease are contagious but can be prevented if we follow some basic guidelines. What is meant by contagious? Contagious is nothing but they get carried from one person to other person. So if we follow few things, it can be controlled. Even this coronavirus is there. So it also transfers from one person to other person. But if we follow few things, it can be controlled by not going out of the house, because we don't know who is having the virus, right? So if we don't go outside, that is better. If we go out, you have to put a mask, you have to carry a sanitizer, and after going out, don't touch all unnecessary things outside, because you don't know on what is there. And after coming back, instead of sanitizing your hand, taking a head bath is very good. And to prevent this, you have to drink little warm water, eat a healthy food, right? So all these things are the guidelines to protect yourself from the coronavirus. This is also a communicable virus, right? So here also there are few things where you have to protect yourself from the communicable diseases. Let sufficient air and sunlight enter your house. Sunlight is a natural disinfectant. Because of sun's heat, most of the germs they get killed. So you should allow the room which you are staying or the house which you are staying, that there should be proper amount of sunlight. Keep all bed linens and mattresses clean to avoid the growth of germs. So when you are sitting on a sofa, the sofa covers should be washed frequently. When you are sleeping, the mattress, the bed sheets which you are using, that should be washed frequently. The curtains and door cover, door curtains and all, window curtains and all, and the door mats which you are using. So all these should be cleaned frequently. Bathrooms must be cleaned regularly with disinfectant and kept dry. So germs breed in damp and dark places. The kitchen should also be kept clean and dry. It should receive sufficient sunlight. So in kitchen and bathroom they should also receive sufficient sunlight, and they should be kept always clean and dry. So if it is dry, the germs they cannot grow. So if it is always damp in the sense always moist and wet, and if there is no proper amount of sunlight, it is the suitable position for germs to grow. So the bathroom and your kitchen should be always clean and dry. So boil and purify the drinking water. A water purifier cleans the water. Germs can also be removed by boiling the water for 25 minutes. Store water in clean and covered containers. This way you will not get infected by diseases caused due to the drinking of infected water. So every alternate day we get water, and few people they use the same water for drinking, and few they use filtered water for drinking. So filtered water is pure, okay, but they are getting that water in the bubbles. So is that bubble purified? No. So they may contain germs. So whatever water you are drinking, it should be boiled. It should be boiled for at least 20 or 25 minutes. Then let it cool and then you have to drink. And when you are storing the water also, see that it should be stored in a container where it is closed and it should be clean. Keep yourself clean. Wash your hands before eating everything or anything. So before eating anything, you have to wash your hands. Trim your nails regularly. Keep the garbage in covered bins. The practice of keeping yourself and your surroundings clean in order to prevent illness and spreading of disease is called as hygiene. Use disinfectants in the house to kill the germs. So you have to trim the nails. If you don't trim your nails, what happens? They grow. And dirty food particles or any sand or something, they start depositing in your nails. So sometimes when you wash your hand also, what happens is few like bacteria or mud or little sand particles, they will be left over in the nails. So with the same hand, if you eat the food, what happens? You get again infected with the disease. So see that you keep yourself hygiene. Trim your nails, always wash your mouth with water and brush your teeth twice a day, take bath daily. So all these things you have to maintain it properly. So not only taking care of you, even your surroundings also should be clean. So all these things, maintaining a proper cleanliness in your surroundings and yourself is called as hygiene. It's called as hygiene. So by doing all these things, you can prevent the diseases. Turn the page. Page number 314. Keep your surroundings clean. Mosquitoes breed in stagnant water. What is stagnant water? The water which is not flowing easily. For suppose if you see the drainage lines, sometimes some are open. Because of the dust and covers and all, the water is stagnant over there. That is, they stop over there. They will not flow. So mosquitoes, they are going to breed in that water. That is, they are going to lay eggs on that. So if they lay the eggs after a certain period of time, the baby comes out and again they grow into mosquito. So with this, what happens is one mosquito is developed into so many mosquitoes. So you should see that your surroundings are clean and the drainages, they should not be opened. And if they are opened also, the water should be flowing easily. So keep the water coolers dry when not in use. So during summer season we use coolers. So how does the cool air comes? Because we pour water in that. So after using the water, what happens is, after using the cooler, little bit water is left over. When the summer season is finished, you keep the cooler aside. But see that the water is completely removed from the cooler and it is completely dry. And if it is still the water is like that, what happens is mosquitoes, they come nicely sit on that water and lay the eggs and it starts breeding. So do not allow water to stagnate in pots and drains. Use insect repellents to keep mosquitoes away. Use mosquito nets while sleeping to keep away the mosquitoes. Name a common mosquito repellent. So you have, whenever you are sleeping, you use all outs or good nights and sometimes coils and all. And sometimes there are nowadays sprays also which kills the mosquitoes. See that your surroundings are clean and while sleeping you can use a mosquito net to avoid the mosquitoes. So here you have to write what mosquito repellent you are using in your home. So sometimes I use the mosquito repellent as Odomus cream will be there. I use that, and sometimes I use the good night, and sometimes I use net also, mosquito net. So you can write any one of those. What you use in your home, you have to write. So nowadays in market there are so many mosquito repellents. So what you use, you should write. Okay. So vaccination is an effective way to prevent communicable diseases. So there are different vaccines for different diseases. When the vaccine of a particular disease enters our body becomes capable of killing the germs of that disease. So we develop resistance to that disease. So for example, polio is there. So polio is the one which affects only the younger one, that is the people, the children who are under the age of 5 to 6. So mostly up to 5 years old we give the polio drops to the children. So they are nothing but the vaccines. So by giving this particular vaccines, what happens is they start developing the enzymes to kill the virus which is entered into the body. For polio, there is one virus. Again, for measles, there is another vaccination. So, for one disease, there is one vaccination. Only one vaccine cannot kill all the germs. So, for one disease, there is one vaccination. So, now also, from the baby is born, from the day 1 onwards, till the age of 22 years, they get vaccines and all. But most of the vaccines, you just take it under the age of 5. Very few they take it for 12 years and 22 years. Right? So here they are called as vaccines. They are going to help our body to kill the germs. Vaccines are available for many diseases such as polio. You take polio drops twice a year. You will not take, your younger brothers and sisters will take, because already you are more than 5, right? So, polio has drops and vaccines. Then measles, that is rashes on the body, for that also there is vaccine. Then mumps, swelling in the cheeks. Then smallpox, then chicken pox, malaria, rabies. So rabies is caused by dog bite. So the symptoms of this is your mental condition will not be good, and you will always like how saliva comes out of a dog, even your mouth also will have so much of saliva. Saliva will be generating more and more. So, and sometimes you may get even heart attack, and you may we may go into a stage of coma, we say, right? So all these things may happen. Then tetanus. So tetanus is like you will have small like insect like things, like worm like things on the lower side of the leg. Basically on the heel side you will have. That is tetanus. And whooping cough. Many years ago, diseases such as smallpox would affect hundreds of people together. So this situation is called as epidemic or pandemic. We call it as pandemic or epidemic. So many years ago, people they suffered from plague, from cholera and all. So they are called as epidemic because it is like it is affected for a large number of people during older times before there was vaccine. Like how we have corona now, there is still now there is no proper vaccine at all, and it is affecting more number of people. We call this situation also as pandemic situation, or we call it as epidemic situation. So it is spread throughout the world. It is spread throughout the world, more than one countries. Then we call it as pandemic. If a particular disease is only spreading in one country or two countries, one or two, in a particular area only, then it is called as endemic. So this endemic is not there in your textbook, don't search for it. So pandemic is nothing but if a particular disease is spreading to the whole community throughout the world, then it is called as pandemic or epidemic. Then what is endemic? If that particular disease is spreading to a small community, like in only India if corona is there, and if you know where corona is there, then it is called as endemic. If it is spreading throughout the world in all the countries, then it is called as pandemic. So now the situation, we have the pandemic situation only, right? So still doctors and lab technicians, they are working for the vaccine. So the government is currently running an immunization campaign against another disease to eradicate it. So it affects young children. Name that disease. So do you know beginning of the lesson. So the government is still giving vaccines for many diseases, but starting from age 1 till 5, every year 2 times it's giving the same vaccination, and that disease is pulse polio. So this disease is affected mostly on the younger children, that is the small children. So from the baby is born till 5 years, you have to take the polio drops every year 2 times and for 2 drops, right? So this is about the communicable diseases. So in the given space here, you have to write the pulse polio. So now I know box is there. The smallpox vaccine introduced by Edward Jenner in 1796 was the first successful vaccine to be developed. So once you give the vaccine, again you will not be affected with that virus again. So he is the person, that is Edward Jenner. He is the person Edward Jenner. He invented a vaccine for smallpox. For what he invented the vaccine? He invented the vaccine for smallpox. And in which year? In 1796. He invented the vaccine for smallpox. So, and it was very successful. The next topic is non-communicable disease. So, what is non-communicable disease? This non-communicable disease is not going to transfer from one person to other person. This disease is occurred only if you do not take the proper amount of food. So, non-communicable disease do not spread by transferring of germs from one person to another. They are caused when they are in deficiency of a particular nutrient in your diet. So, this is why they are called as deficiency diseases. So, non-communicable diseases. So, these non-communicable diseases are also called as deficiency disease. They are also called as deficiency diseases. So, why they are called as deficiency disease? Because these diseases occur only when we don't take proper amount of food. See, now I am having my classes here. I do not take leafy vegetables properly. That's why I got sight. And if your bones are very weak, that means you are not taking the milk properly. That's why you are very weak. And if you are very fat, you are eating the carbohydrates and fats more. That's why you are obese. So like this, there are different diseases which are like they are dependent on the food which we eat. When I was small, I never used to eat leafy vegetables at all. I would not eat the beans and all. I used to eat only pulses and potato and lady's finger. That's why now I am like this with my specs. So you should not do like that. So all the vegetables you have to eat in a proper quantity. So we can prevent these diseases by taking sufficient quantity of nutrients. The table given below is showing the deficiency diseases. So here are the list of the non-communicable diseases. Let us see it tomorrow. So with this we have come to an end. In the next session we are going to finish the lesson. I will tell you about the non-communicable diseases and we will do the objective also. So with this we have come to an end. So your homework is write 5 ways. Write 5 ways to prevent communicable disease. Okay, that you have it in page number 313. So what you have to do is from page 313 you have the prevention of communicable diseases. Any 5 points you can write, and you can write it by your own also. So that is your homework. Hope you all have understood this. Meet you in the next session. Thank you.